My name is Zapiro. I mean, that's the one I like to be known as. I'm actually Jonathan Shapiro, editorial cartoonist for 3 South African newspapers. I've been doing cartoons for, I've been saying a quarter of a century, but it's a little bit more. Started out more as an activist and then became more of a cartoonist. Yeah. In the apartheid era, the best thing about being a cartoonist then, and an activist, I suppose, is that you really knew who your enemy was. We were all directed against this evil system of apartheid, of racism, of persecution. The first cartoon I ever did for the UDF was banned by the state, and that was 1983. So I've been in contest with authorities since 1983, which is, wow, 27 years. I remember that an American cartoonist once said to me, every cartoon should be a political assassination. And I disagree with that. And I disagreed then and I still do. I think it's there's far more dimension to cartoons than that. I got a huge lease on life in 1994 as democracy came. Suddenly we had Mandela as president. And for me, it was fantastic to be a cartoonist then. I was in fact broadly in support of the sort of national process of establishing a democracy, establishing good institutions. That made it, though, very difficult to be a cartoonist because some of the time I was doing things in support of things. And it's not easy to do good, funny, biting satire when you're supporting a project. The criticisms that I was making were becoming more and more acerbic and in some instances more disillusioned with people who I felt should know better and should carry on saying the things and doing the things that they used to do during the struggle, or at least keeping, kind of keeping the faith with progressive politics. And I was seeing more corruption coming in. I was seeing more kind of fat cat politics and less delivery than I expected, to the point where I'm sometimes seen by some people in the ANC as an enemy. It is fascinating. I don't feel my politics has changed that much. I have the luxury of standing outside of politics and being a commentator with a sort of activist background. The strange thing is that Jacob Zuma, as he fought Thabo Mbeki, has been much more prickly about things that have appeared in the media. I mean, he's actually sued the media a number of times. Starting in 2006, there were corruption charges against Jacob Zuma. He was then, in the middle of all that, he was hit with a rape charge. He was acquitted of rape, but he said some very strange things, and a lot of us satirized and even just reported on the things that he said. At the end of the rape trial, he sued 7 or 8 entities in the media. I was one of them. He sued for, the total amount was 63 million rand. My part of that was 15 million, so it was by far the biggest single one. It was for 3 cartoons. And since then, he's sued me again in a very explosive case in 2008. The ANC began moving in 2 specific ways and a number of other smaller ways, but 2 ways to curb the media. Now, you've got to understand that the situation is, to me, it's dead clear. It's all about delivery, whether the ANC has fulfilled its mandate and its promises to deliver to people. The answer, unfortunately, is a big fat no. There are things that the ANC has delivered, the government has delivered, but nowhere close to what they should have or could have over 1.5 decades. People are getting restless. Because people are getting restless, there are people in power who are feeling exposed. They're feeling that the media is reporting on and commenting or satirizing things that they have done and that they haven't done and that they haven't delivered, and the corruption. To me, it's as simple as that. So if they say that these moves about the media are for altruistic reasons. If the secrecy bill, officially the Protection of Information Bill, becomes an act in the form that it has been proposed, and even in the diluted form, it would be an absolute disaster. When you suppress information like that, you get a secret society where politicians and people with money can scratch each other's backs and do whatever corrupt things they want to do and just not deliver to people. And that's the essence of it. It's very, very clear to me. Sometimes I feel like I'm being kind of beaten down by circumstances, and I remember feeling quite desperate in the apartheid era. I sometimes feel like that now as well. I feel unhappy that this movement that I've been in support of, and so many people have been in support of, has changed so much. But you know what, if I can be part of that movement outside of the official stuff, which helps to kind of keep them on their toes, well, that's reason enough to keep doing what I do, because I love cartooning and I love getting into the issues. I love getting reactions from people, and you know, as I say, if I can keep on doing that, either sometimes through shocking people or through making them laugh, well, that's reason enough to keep on being a cartoonist.